My name's James Pearson. I'm a climber with the North Face, and we're here in the Faroe Islands, which is this tiny bundle of islands between Iceland and Norway. I think I searched something as simple as biggest sea cliff in the world.
It's pretty wide.
There's a lot of different things that make it pretty difficult to climb here.
There's going to be a lot of loose rock. There's going to be a lot of grass, a lot of birds that want to vomit on you.
I'm always game for a Chaucy adventure, so I figured why not? Let's go check it out. I think you could say this is one of the most beautiful places on Earth. It feels like stepping back in time coming here to the Faroe Islands, you know? Everything's moving a little slower. It's, you can still feel the history of the thousands of years of culture that have existed on this island, you know, going back to the Viking times. And, you know, these are fishermen. This is like small village life. It really has a different feel and just kind of a different speed and texture.
So we're just on a bit of a bumpy ride out to Cape Henneberg. It's going to be the first time we see the wall, and this place is incredible. I've just got my fingers crossed that we actually can climb on this thing. It's really big, eh? Wow.
My feeling was just like, you know, such a big cliff, so the feeling was more like afraid to climb up.
In Faroese we call it forrosne. We try to do something not so many have done, and we want to try to do the same thing like our ancestor has done. And that's, I don't know, this is a part of you, I think, in the DNA, and the culture.
Many of the Faroese men are just, yeah, I don't know, it's just crazy or brave or a mixture of both. Rock climbing, that goes back to the settlement of these islands, when the first settlers came here, how they explored the islands also, yeah. And how they started to develop these methods for hunting.
Hey Johannes, it's James, how are you?
Hey James, I'm fine.
Sorry if I bothered you, I don't know if you're with clients. I was just calling to have a quick chat about what you thought about the weather for tomorrow, or maybe on Monday. You're joking. They called the police. So okay, let me just go back to the beginning so I understand everything. So how did these farmers find out? I guess just because the island is really small and everybody...
It's really small and everybody knows about it.
Okay.
I was on phone with another farmer, and he said that he owns land for Henneberg is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it turns out that once the farmer that actually owns the face of the cliff caught wind of what our plan was, he didn't like the sound of it and he shut us down, so we will not be climbing Cape Henneberg.
Obviously the main aim of the trip was to go and climb Cape Henneberg. It was almost like our schedules had freed up, and so we started to think about what else could be, you know, a productive use of our time.
We started looking at other objectives, and we found this incredible cliff line with this hanging lake leading up to these wild cliffs. The three of us split up and started developing these crazy steep gymnastic routes in this super wild location, and I knew right away that the rock was going to be pretty amazing and good for climbing. This is crazy, but basically the Vikings used to throw slaves off of this wall.
Originally, my idea was to come to a place where nobody seemed to have been climbing before, at least not climbing for pleasure. And it turns out that people have been climbing here out of necessity for hundreds of years. The local people have had to develop special hunting and survival techniques to make this place work for them.
The story I heard from older men in the village, they have sheep where the puffins are nesting, and there is a very good grass, very good for sheep. Så det 60 meters, 30 meter, og det loddrat beint upp. So we talk about it a couple of years, man. It was so dangerous. One day we talked about it and said, now we're gonna do it.
He would first go on land and with a rope around his waist, and then he would start climbing, and another guy would like help him, but with a rod that we use for hunting fulmars and puffins. And after that, these guys who went to the top, they would drag the sheep up with the rope.
These guys are badass climbers. That's the crazy thing about Faroe is stuff they've done, like in the places they've gone, like ropeless, you know, or like tagging a rope with no protection and then like dragging their sheep across is outrageous. The places that we've been on this trip, like that seem like super technical and gnarly, and then you see like a sheep, or you see like some weird like, you know, sheep trail or some weird like wire or something. It's outrageous. It's really cool.
I will never do it again. It was very dangerous. Think about it now. Only for 2 sheep, that's not so much. Now I heard there's a new generation of young people. They are climbing the mountains for fun, not for food anymore. And that's okay too.
We went to see the farmer, which turned out to be a collection of all the village elders, and sat down and just explained, you know, why we were here, what we wanted to do. At the end of the meeting, they were all so happy and so psyched that they'd offered to even drive us out in their own boats.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. I can't believe it's really happening, and I'm hopeful, slash a little nervous. But you know, any good adventure has to have some uncertainty, and we definitely have plenty of that.
We arrived and it was like, oh my God, the light's so beautiful on this incredible mountain. We have till 2 p.m. tomorrow. I kind of, in my mind was like, I think we can climb this thing in 4 hours.
Before you start these big objectives, all you can do is look up from the floor, maybe look at detailed photos and try to imagine what it might be like up there. But it's so hard to gauge the quality of the rock and even gauge distances. The first pitch, something that we considered not to be even really climbing, turned into be like a 60-meter rope stretcher with almost no gear that Cedar led.
So we attacked the vertical buttress, which I estimated would take us about 2 hours. It took me about 2 hours to do the first pitch. And I think at that point I knew that we were.
Well, I used to be scared, and I still am. Said I used to be afraid. I was enough of a man. I used to fear so feeling. I thought you do me harm. I never thought about acceptance, missing others on.
I've become known for, like, you know, being a bit of a choss master, I guess you'd call it. Like, I'm good at climbing loose, dangerous rock. But what makes the Faroe Islands totally f***ed up is that it's loose and dangerous, and there's birds trying to puke on you. No, not trying, puking on you. Puking all over you. There's puking birds. Oh, more of them. Little bastards. Ah! Oh, there's like, I'm like pinned. Oh, dude, he's got an endless supply. Ugh, he's puking on me. Ugh, I just gotta go. Ah, they're everywhere. I don't know, maybe I should go the other way. I have no idea. We're gonna be here a while.
Cedar had been saying he thought it was going to take 4 hours. I think Yuji and I always thought it was going to be a little bit longer than that, but his optimism is somehow infectious, and we all started to believe that this thing actually might be pretty chill.
When we started, it was like 9 p.m. and I thought, oh, I think we have enough time to climb.
Quick update, pitch 1, really heinous, extremely dangerous. I'm hoping that was the worst of it until we get up higher where it gets vegetated again. Looks like the next couple pitches are more on real rock, which is exciting. But wow, that was, we're on pitch 1 and already the adventure quotient is like up to 11. You know, I prefer to climb with 2, it's faster, but at the same time, like, it was so much better for morale. Like, always like being at the belay with somebody, like me and Yuji be there, like I was playing music on my iPhone, and we were like dancing and having a good time together, and like, when things get horrific and heinous, if you can laugh and have fun with your bro, then you're doing good, and that's what we did all the way up the wall. In the sun. Good job, man. This is as dark as it gets here in Faroe Islands. And yeah, it's just gonna be sunset for a little while, then the sun's gonna come back up.
9 hours into the epic, we still hadn't finished the initial rock band. At that point, it was full on raining. Everything was soaking, rain was dripping down my arms.
We are still on the bottom pillar of Enneberg. We've been on the go for about 9 hours. We've done a grand total of, I think, 4 pitches. 5 pitches, usually just finished. Basically, we're...
It's been slow.
But hopefully, Yuji's just done the deed and taken us to the grass. And from now on, I hope that it's basically glorified, scary hiking.
You wanted this. Beautiful. Beautiful, that was graceful.
Just 500 meters of this to the top.
So quick update, grossly underestimated this upper garden. You can see what we climbed up. It was real bad. James over there bringing Yuji up. We're kind of simul-climbing up this like 5'9" grass or 5'10" grass. Yeah, I'm especially just grossly underestimating how heinous something's gonna be. It's the gnarly, ludicrous bird vegetation-ridden wall from hell that becomes one of your great memories in the end, you know. I mean, the big thing is just like sharing it with like 2 totally awesome people like James and Yuji, you know.
The thing that will stay with me longest about my time in the Faroe Islands is just the raw, natural beauty of the place. There is such a small percentage of the land that's actually inhabited. There's so much wild space out there. And it seems like every day you can just set off in one direction and see something absolutely magical.
Adventure is going to the unknown and embracing uncertain outcome, knowing that if you do your best, you might just pull it off. That's a cool and crazy feeling. And when you, against all the odds, get to the top of Cape Enneberg, and you're standing there with your 2 bros, it's a magical feeling. And it's worth all the bird puke and runouts and grass climbing, you know, because it feels amazing to have climbed this outrageous feature and to have pushed yourself to the limit, you know.